You know those earworms that get stuck in your head for days and you just can't get them out? All contemporary songs, that means pop, rock, country, soul, R&B, funk, Christian songs. Any contemporary song has a lot of repetition in it, which makes it very earwormy. Because of that, songwriters pay extra attention to have a lot of repetition in their songs so that they become earworms. And when it's an earworm, everybody listens to it over and over and over again, which is a good thing. That means it is up to us singers to bring in some sort of contrast, a breath of fresh air, some sort of change so that the listener doesn't get bored. So today I'm going to show you what pro artists out there are doing to keep the listener interested for an entire 3-4 minutes, however long the song is, and an exercise to practice your new acquired skill. Hey singers, it's Lara from VoxTape Studios, an online studio where we help singers develop their vocal skills, technique, and artistry. Now that you understand that the repetition should be in the songwriting and not necessarily in the singing, let me show you what the number one biggest thing is to bring in that contrast. It's phrasing. Phrasing basically just means how you are singing the notes and the rhythms in a phrase or in a line of a song. For example, are you holding out certain notes or are you cutting them short? Are you changing the rhythm a little bit, like speeding up or slowing down and then eventually catching back up? I'm strictly talking about vocal things here, right? When I'm saying speeding up or slowing down, that doesn't mean the track speeds up or slows down, like the instrumental part. That stays the same. We want that to follow a strict BPM, beats per minute. We don't want to change the tempo of the song, but vocally we can take our liberties a little bit and change the rhythms and the notes a little bit to keep the listener interested. We really don't need to change a lot to keep the listener interested. Just one note here or one note there, or a rhythm here or a rhythm there can already do the trick. Before we look at a phrasing exercise, I do want to mention that there's a bunch of other stuff too that we can do to change up our singing a little bit, especially if we look at our toolbox. The toolbox basically means you can add riffs, vibrato, flips, cracks, cries, scoops. There's so many different things that we can do, and all of those are also important to switch up your singing and tone. What tones are you using? Are you singing it in a breathy voice? Are you singing it in a connected voice? Are you belting it, or is it more of a mix or in a head voice? So many different things. And that's exactly what we do at VoxTape Studios, what we help our students with through online courses and private one-on-one coaching. I have a ton of videos and exercises here on my YouTube channel that help you develop your tone and expand your toolbox. So make sure you subscribe to get notified every time I upload a new video. A singer who's absolutely mastered phrasing is Stevie Wonder. Oh my goodness, is that man a genius when it comes to phrasing? A lot of his songs are incredibly repetitive. Like they don't even really have verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's just verse, 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 verse with a refrain line at the end. So those are verse refrain songs. He has a lot of those songs, which means there's even more repetition than in a traditional verse chorus songs. And it's never boring to listen to him sing because he changes the phrasing ever so slightly every single time he gets back to the top of that melody, of that verse, and repeats something. And that is exactly why I picked the song Superstition by Stevie Wonder today, so that we can take a page out of his book and learn something from him. Today's exercise is going to be a little bit different though than my usual pop song exercises. Instead of going up, 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 up and modulating, going up in pitch and then coming back down, we're actually only going to do one round, and it's going to be a call and response exercise. So basically what that means is I am going to sing something first, and then you repeat exactly what I just sang. And then it's my turn again. And then it's yours. And then it's mine. And then it's yours. So basically I just want you to repeat what you hear me do. So I don't want to show you what the exercise is going to be like, because then you're going to memorize it. And that's not really the whole reason why we do this exercise. I just want you to listen and then repeat. As you're doing the exercise, I want you to try and figure out what notes and what phrases I changed slightly so that we can bring more contrast into the singing. Now, this is by no means how Stevie Wonder sings it. This is by no means exactly the melody and the lyrics that he uses. No, not at all. I just want to show you how you can change the notes and the phrases that are inspired by the song so that you can be inspired yourself and make it your own again. So it's even a third different thing. Let's just go ahead and do the exercise.
Very superstitious. Very superstitious. Very superstitious. Very superstitious. I can change rhythms and notes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very superstitious. Ain't the way.
If this was a little bit tricky for you to actually repeat exactly what I did, just do the exercise a couple of times and eventually you're going to get into it. This is probably somewhere in that intermediate difficulty level. It's not super easy and it's not also insanely difficult. It's somewhere in that middle. So if you need to practice it a little bit, that is totally fine. Now, were you able to tell what I did differently, how I changed certain things around? For example, in the beginning, the very superstitious, it was basically exactly the same thing 3 times, and all I did was change the one high note. I didn't sing it on the same note every single time. So, very superstitious. So it's on sti is the high note. Very superstitious. Very superstitious. Very superstitious. And there it's on the last note, right? So do you hear how the high note is on a different note every time I go through the exercise, or basically just that one phrase? That's what phrasing is all about. Changing notes here and there, changing rhythms here and there as well. Now, what I mean by changing the rhythms a little bit, the very superstitious, they all start on the 1. Very superstitious, right? We're starting on the 1. But then, for example, the I can change rhythms and notes. That part, I started on the 2. 1. I can change rhythms and notes. I can change rhythms and notes. Whoa, whoa. Same thing there. 1. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then back to there on the 1. Very superstitious. Ain't the way. And the ain't the way started on the 3. So do you see how I'm playing around with the phrasing? I am not starting and stopping all of the phrases on the same beat. And certain notes I'm holding out, others are really quite fast. That's what I mean by playing around with phrasing. So I hope that this gave you some ideas of what all the things are that you could change about a phrase so that you can, first of all, make it your own so you're not sounding or like repeating it exactly the same way the original singer did. And then also doing it just slightly differently every single time around so that you can keep your listeners interested. Did you know that we now have a brand new membership called The Green Room? Inside the membership, you're going to get access to all of our exercises, pop song exercises, and more traditional exercises as well. All my online courses, live streams, the community, daily practice plans so that all you need to do is just press play and practice together with me, and all of our recordings from masterclasses and group classes and just so much more. This is going to be a game changer for you when it comes to practicing, because at the end of the day, you know that you need to practice to see the improvements you want to see in your voice. If you want to make practicing easy, effective, and fun, come and join us inside the Green Room membership for less than a Spotify subscription. That's it for today. Thank you so much for singing with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.